Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I do appreciate you guys being here. Be sure and like and follow on TikTok and YouTube for me. I'm trying to grow my collective. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the tarot here. If you are interested, I have some announcements at the end. You can stick around for those, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and get into your reading. If you are new, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. We're just going to do a general reading today. I'll probably do a love reading next week for you guys. I try to rotate them instead of doing the same type of reading all the time. I did bring out my 3 oracle decks here. I've got like an energy one, elements, and then I've got the archangels, and then some chakra ones here and more energy ones. So we'll get into those at the end and pull some final messages from Spirit. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot. So we have the 8 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, the Star, the Ace of Swords, Page of Wands, 2 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, Justice, 7 of Wands, and the overall outcome is the 8 of Swords. Underneath here, we have the Devil energy. We also have the Empress and the High Priestess. So I'm going to take all 3 of those. All major arcana. So the Devil is a negative energy, obviously. So the bottom of the deck is maybe the underlying energy or what you don't see coming. The Devil can be very toxic behaviors, patterns, cycles that you're moving through. This could be a mindset. It could be actual addictions, food, drugs, alcohol, that sort of thing. So again, it's going to resonate differently for each of you because it is a general reading. So the situation here is the 8 of Pentacles. This is about you working, you mastering your skills, whatever that may be. Maybe it's your actual job. Maybe you have a side hustle that you've been working really hard on, but you've definitely been putting in the work here. Your blockage is the 5 of Cups, like maybe some grief, some loss. I feel like this could be in work. Maybe you've been working really hard and things just aren't coming. You're not seeing what you want to see out of it. And that's got you feeling kind of like, in your feelings a little bit about it. Maybe you've got some regrets about it. Maybe, you kind of need to heal something here. I definitely, with that Devil energy, feel like there's some type of grief going on that you need to heal. And then we have the Star, speaking of healing. So the root of this is the Star. This is about healing, hope, and renewal. I definitely feel like there is some healing that you need to do here in order to move forward with this work. Again, whatever that work may be. It could be in your career. It could be on your spiritual path. It could be, like I said, a side hustle. So in the recent past, we have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like you got some clarity, something, or you will be getting clarity. So because this is recent past. So maybe you haven't quite seen it yet, but you're definitely going to be getting clarity on what you want and what you need. Maybe some truth. Maybe you kind of, you've been lying to yourself. Maybe you just need to kind of be honest with yourself here. So your higher self or your subconscious here, we have the Page of Wands. This is like an enthusiastic type energy. It is curious energy. It's about exploring. So whatever this is that you're healing from, I feel like you're trying to explore something. I feel like you're moving into something else. You're healing from something that happened here, but you're kind of sitting in this cycle because in the overall outcome, we had the 8 of Swords, which we'll get to. But in the near future, you have a decision. This is kind of probably a hard decision, but maybe it's something you don't want to look at, something you don't want to see, because when you have tarot cards with the blindfold on, which you have 2, it's something you don't want to see, or maybe something you're not wanting to acknowledge, something that you don't want to, maybe it's just something that you kind of don't want to deal with. Sometimes the shadow work is very hard. And listen, I'm a Sagittarius sun sign, so I'm right here with you. Maybe this is just something that you aren't acknowledging because it's hard to heal from, or, it's just something that it's difficult to do, but it's something that needs to happen. So your advice from Spirit is the 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles is about holding on. This can be like a good card. Maybe you're holding on to your money, you're holding on to your finances, but it can also be about control. Maybe you're holding on too tightly. You're holding on to something that's no longer serving you, whatever that may be. Maybe it's a mindset, again, with this devil card here. And this 5 of Cups, you're sitting in a mindset that's no longer serving you. And in your immediate environment or your influence here is the Justice card. So the Justice card is about things balancing out. It is the Libra card. It's about harmony, balance, your justice, whether that's deserved or what you reap, what you sow, basically. So it can be negative. It can be positive. It's just your justice. So you definitely have some like karma and justice here. And again, it's about, truth and integrity. But that's definitely in your immediate environment right now. You're probably seeking balance. And you could be seeking balance like in your business, or basically just in your life in general, in your spirituality. So your hopes and fears are the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands is about defending yourself, defending your beliefs, standing up for what you believe in. But it can also be about like challenges that are occurring. So you could be going through some challenges, or maybe with this being your work, this 8 of Pentacles, this could be about your money. You could be putting in this hard work. You've suffered some loss in your work. So maybe you lost a job recently. Maybe you walked away from a job recently. And you're worried about struggle. You're worried about financially struggling. And you're in your head about this. So the overall outcome or potential outcome here is the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is about, it's a self-imprisonment. You're in your head, you're trapped. But if you just take off the blindfold, you're not really trapped. You've got this whole island back here behind you. And I know that's easier said than done when you're stuck in things, but I feel like that's what this devil energy is telling me. You're stuck in these cycles, or you're stuck in this negative mindset. And then we have the Empress and the High Priestess here. So the Empress is about sitting back in your energy. She's a creative, abundant energy. You need to sit more in this energy. You need to sit in the Empress. Let things come to you and trust your intuition. Know that your intuition will lead you to where you need to go. Maybe your intuition is what was leading you, after this job loss. Maybe some of you got fired. Again, it's going to resonate differently for each of you. So what do we not see coming, Spirit? What does Sagittarius not see coming? Okay, so we have the 3 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, and the Tower. So definitely a Tower moment coming. Change, a very abrupt change. And this could be, with this 3 of Pentacles, it could have been a third-party situation, and that could be with your business. It doesn't have to be in love. It could be in love. But I definitely feel like with this Tower, it could be a sudden change that you are, maybe you were collaborating with someone and it led to some heartbreak, or, they disappointed you, or it's going to lead to some heartbreak. Because we had the 3 of Pentacles come out first. So this is like collaboration, teamwork, you being seen. This could also be about you needing to heal a heartbreak, with that devil energy. Maybe you're sitting in that negative mindset, but this sudden change, it could be a positive. The Tower doesn't have to be a negative card. Maybe the sudden change is that all of a sudden you do get a job, or, something comes through for you. So what are the actions and advice for Sagittarius, Spirit? What are the actions and advice? Okay. Yeah, you need to end cycles here. So the Queen of Cups is about your creativity. She's very intuitive. So maybe she's very in tune with her emotions. So get in touch with your emotions, find your creativity, sit in this like emotionally mature, empathic type of energy. Be creative, find your creativity, find your happiness, find what makes you happy. This wish fulfillment here, find your 9 of Cups, what makes you happy. But don't worry about what other people want or what other people are worried about here. You need to focus on yourself, this healing with the Star. You need to heal some patterns, some cycles. You're ending tough cycles here. You've got the Ten of Swords. So you're definitely ending a tough cycle here, which is great. And that could be what this Tower moment is, a sudden change, a sudden realization. But you're ending a tough cycle, and you need to just focus on yourself right now. Find your happiness. Find what lights you up. What's your joy? What can you do creatively that makes you happy? Dance, art, music, whatever it may be. It's going to be different for each of you, but I definitely feel like things are going to be changing. We can clarify. Let's clarify before we grab these oracle cards, clarify that Tower card, please, Spirit. Clarify the Tower card, please. There's always one that falls on the ground. Okay, so it looks like we're going from the Eight of Pentacles, sorry about that, to the Nine of Pentacles. So when we clarified the Tower here, we have things are balancing out. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Things are balancing out with your money, and you've got the Nine of Pentacles sitting in the fruits of your labor. This is about luxury. You're calling in financial independence. So I feel like this is a good Tower moment because you're ending a cycle. You're healing your heart. Focus on yourself. And you're calling in this balance with your finances. You're calling in this financial independence. So things are going to turn around for you. And it seems like they're going to turn around pretty quickly, which is great. So maybe you've been building something, with that Three of Pentacles. Maybe you're building something. And whether it's that side hustle or something at work, maybe you get a promotion or a raise. Maybe your work is being seen. And maybe that's what it was before, So we have health. I will honor the physical vessels that enthrines my soul. So with physical vessel, that's your body. So maybe some of you are looking at, a better health routine, eating better, working out more. But this is kind of telling you to focus on your health. Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Maybe that's the mindset issue. Maybe you're kind of, and listen, I'm not judging because I do the same thing. Maybe you're just in a really bad place. I know a lot of Sagittariuses have been going through it. I know I have 16 years of this shit. It's hard to stay positive all the time, and that, gaslighting yourself is not helping. Sometimes you just kind of have to live in reality, but, you have to see the good in everything. Try to find that silver lining. As Sagittariuses, we're very optimistic, but just try to find the good in everything, and it's going to bring in more good for you. But I definitely feel like things are definitely changing for all of us. Sagittarius, yes, but for a lot of the collective, I just feel like things are turning around for us. Things are coming in for us. Finally, it's our time to shine for fire signs and Sagittarius in particular. I just feel like good things are coming in. Listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. So follow your intuition. Follow your heart here. Spirit is guiding you. Past life issue. This situation has been a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experiences. So maybe some of you have some money wounds, or you've got some past life trauma around money. Maybe you carry a generational wound with money, and that's something that you're looking to heal in this lifetime. I definitely feel it's got something to do with mindset and money, your stability. So I would definitely look into that. Or maybe just look at your money blocks. I am going to have a money block program soon, an ebook, some files you can download from my website soon. So definitely look out for that. Again, stick around to the end if you want to hear some updates and everything that I have going on. So we have cave, protection, and voice, speaking your word. Love it. So number 17, which does combine to an 8. Cave, protection. You are loved and protected in your endeavors. Know yourself. Taking silent time is good for your mental health. Retreating after periods of extreme hard work is a positive. Be embraced by nature. So we had that 10 and the 10 of Wands and the Ten of Swords. So you're definitely releasing heavy burdens. Maybe right now you just need some quiet, some meditation, rest, and take care of yourself. That's so important. You know, I don't like it when people speak negatively of resting or calling people lazy, because yes, there are lazy people, don't get me wrong, but the majority of us just need to heal. Your body's moving through a lot, and we had that full moon. Like, you just need to heal. You need rest. Your body needs that, and so does your mind. So number 25 is speaking your word, voice, which does combine to a 7. Use your voice, speak up, sing your song out to the universe. It's often not what you say, but how you say it. Speak plainly and tell your story. I love that. So maybe that was the whole part of the 3 of Pentacles on being seen. Maybe you're speaking up more, speaking your truth. Maybe you're starting a podcast or a YouTube channel, or you're getting on TikTok more. I know I've seen a lot more people becoming awake and just moving more into their spirituality, which I love. So I've been finding a lot more of that, and I love that. So, you know, we all have a story to tell, and you don't know who you're helping by telling your story. And that's why I love to read tarot, and I love to give messages, because I know that it helps people, and I know speaking my truth and speaking up about the things that have happened to me helps other people. You know, it helps them move through it, and just knowing that you're not alone, or, you know, guiding others, because sometimes just hearing, okay, well, they've been through it. If they can do it, I can do it. And sometimes it's just good to know that somebody else has accomplished what you are looking to accomplish, and you can get there. You know, you just got to trust yourself. But yeah, I definitely love this message. I feel like you guys are moving into something very awesome. Expect that Tower moment. But again, you know, I don't think it's anything to fear. I think you just need to focus on yourself, your own happiness, and good things are coming in for us. So if you're done here, then have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. If you're sticking around, then I just kind of wanted to mention a few things about the website. Again, if you're new, please follow on TikTok and YouTube. I'm trying to grow my collective. I will be giving away free tarot readings on both platforms. So if you follow on both, you have 2 opportunities to win. I'm going to do it when I reach 500 on YouTube, and then when I reach 10,000 on TikTok, I'll be giving away. And then I'll do it periodically after that as well, but that's just like my first goal to get to, so that I can monetize the channels. I do have a lot of digital products on my website. I will be adding more. I'm open for tarot readings again. I had to close for like a month or so. But I am open for those again. I do birth chart readings if you're interested in astrology. I have some astrology programs coming up. Some that are live and some that are like self-paced. You can buy like ebooks and workbooks and things like that. So definitely look for those. If you're interested in those, go purchase. Shout out to anybody that has purchased or, you know, has sent me a donation. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. That helps me out so much so that I can continue to do this. And the more I can grow my collective and the more donations that I get, the more I can give tarot readings and to focus on this. So I really appreciate you guys helping me out with that. And there are free printables on my website as well, so you can go look at those. Like I said, just kind of growing this year and into the next, and hopefully I'll have a lot more for you guys to enjoy, and more items to purchase, more freebies to download. If you're interested in moon cycles or working with moon energy, I have all of that over there. So go check it out, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.